Good afternoon, Stampers. It's Debbie with Stamp It with Debbie, and today I'm going to show you how to make 3 projects using the Stampin' Up set called Beautiful You. In honor of Women's History Month, I thought that I would use something that would represent women, and this set has a lot of different sayings that you could put on the card, and just the image represents women and the things that we do and we might be struggling with, so I thought it would be appropriate for today. So these are the projects, and I'll show you the stamp set in just 1 minute if you'll give me a moment to get set up over on my page so that I can make sure I can see the video. All right, looks like I need to move it over just a touch so that you can see it okay. And adjust my lighting just a little bit to see if that will help us today or if it makes it worse. All right, so again, we have 3 projects we're going to create today using the stamp set Beautiful You. And I'm just trying to get my information here. This is the stamp set, and it is a two-part stamp set. As I said, it's got lots of greetings: happy birthday, gorgeous, celebrate, wishing you brighter days, life looks beautiful on you. And then it has 3 women in different positions, so you could use this for a birthday, or you know, you're gorgeous. This could definitely be wishing you brighter days, or life looks beautiful on you. So there's lots of ways to use this set. Now today I am using one of our designer papers that you can get for free during Sale-a-Bration. And you guys, Sale-a-Bration is almost over. We only have until the end of March, and all of the free items are while supplies last only. So if there's something you've been watching and kind of hoping, you know, you might wait till the end and then you'll get it, I would not recommend it. I would recommend getting it sooner than later, because you could go back and realize that it's all gone. Now I wanted to show you the paper that I'm using today, and this is from the Sale-a-Bration catalog, and you get it free with a $50 order, and it's called Botanical Butterfly. And one side is very colorful, and as you may have seen when the Occasions catalog first came out, there is a butterfly punch that coordinates with this butterfly and with the stamp set. People loved it so very much that it actually already sold out. So Stampin' Up is working on getting some more. Last I heard it was supposed to come in early April, but don't worry, it will be back in stock. So the back side is black and white, and I love black and white cards. It just allows you to put any color that you want with it so that it gives it a nice pop. Or with this piece here, you could actually take the Stampin' Blends markers and color that in. And this is what we're going to be creating with today, is the black and white side. All right, let me just look real quick and see who I see on. If you're on, would you just leave a hello? I see we have Patricia and Win, or Winnie, I'm sorry, I don't know if I'll say that right, Shelly and Sylvia. Patricia, the baby, is wonderful. Can't remember if I put on my Facebook group, but I already got to babysit. I had a sleepover with her. We got to babysit her all night, and it reminded me that I'm glad I had kids when I was young, because she was awake every 2.5 or 3 hours, but it seemed like just as she got settled down and I got back into bed, then my cats needed something, then the baby was back up. So it was a long night, but it was so fun and exciting. So I loved it, and I can't wait to make lots of memories with her, and hopefully she'll be a crafter one day with us too. So let's get started on these projects. And in keeping with, I might have shared with you before, when I went to convention earlier in the year, Stampin' Up kind of told us, you know, I have a difficult time making what I would consider a simple card. I like a lot of layers, and It doesn't mean that I don't think simple cards are beautiful. it's just very hard for me to create those because I always think, oh, put another rhinestone, put another layer, put some more designer paper. And so I'm trying to really make some simple cards so that people don't feel overwhelmed. I never want you to feel overwhelmed, and that's why I like doing the Facebook Live, because it shows you exactly step by step how to do something. And if you need to pause that video, you can pause it. You can take a screenshot of it. And if you ever have questions, please feel free to contact me. You can email me. You can private message me, and I'll be sure to try to help you with whatever I can. So this is the first one that we're going to do, and this is what I'm calling my simple card. And I hope that you also view it as a little simple and not overwhelming. And I'm going to get my supplies. I'm using Poppy Parade today, and this piece is cut at 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I have a piece of that designer paper you can get for free, cut at 4 by 5 1/4. A piece of Whisper White, and that is cut at 5 1/4 by 2 3/4. And then I have two pieces cut at 3/4 inch, and the white is 3/4 inch by 2 1/4, and the Poppy Parade is 3/4 inch by 2 3/4. I just want it to be a little bit longer than the other one. So I think what we'll do is start with our stamping. And for this one, oh, looks like I have something on there already. All right, use the other side. We are going to use our girl with her leg kicking out, and we're gonna stamp her twice. And I'm gonna try not to get her crooked. The thing that I like about this set is you could very easily color her in with the Stampin' Blends markers, or you can do what I'm going to show you next. And I think that it's so much fun because I sometimes just like coloring outside the line, and this is right here, this is a stamp. This is what it looks like. Hoping you can see that okay. And we're just going to take that, put it right on top. I think it adds the perfect amount of color. And that ink is Poppy Parade that I use to match the cardstock. And then while we're at it, we'll just go ahead and stamp our greeting. So all of our stamping will be done. And I'm going to do this one same as the other one, Happy Birthday Gorgeous. And I want my banner to be on this left side, so I'm going to pull this off camera just a minute in hopes to get that straight. And then I need my paper snips. And I'm just going to cut a banner. Remember, cut up the middle and then cut up to the middle or to the center line and do it again. I might have gotten this one a little bit long. I'm going to cut it off just a touch. Again, cut in the middle. If you have the banner punch, this will also do the same thing. But if you don't have the banner punch, I want you to know you can still create a banner. All of our stamping is done. We're going to take our card base, use our bone folder and fold that in half. And then we're going to attach this piece of designer paper that we cut. And put it right there, leave a little border all the way around. Next we're going to attach this white piece that we stamped on. And just center that up a little bit. Actually, the other one got a little bit low. I think I'm going to put it a little higher to the top just because on this one, her foot got cut off, and I'm going to try to avoid that this time. I'm just going to put a little adhesive on this one, the white here, and make sure it's straight. And I'm going to attach this piece with a couple dimensionals. I got my fingernails painted and they used gel nail polish, and I'm having a really hard time picking things up, so you might see me struggling a little bit because it makes the ends of your nails, you know, if you have acrylic nails, this is just shellac nail polish, but it makes the ends really smooth and then I can't pick anything up. Alright, so this one's a little better that I moved her up. Now I can still see a little bit of the black at the bottom, the designer paper. This is lined up at this edge, and we're going to use the I forget, textured weave ribbon in the Poppy Parade. And I'm just going to bring that around. I'm not going to tie a bow, but I'm just going to tie a little knot in here. Tighten it up to make it look pretty, and then just use your paper snips to give the edge a nice finish. And then lastly, of course, you know me, I have to add some rhinestones. So I thought we'll just add a couple just down here in the corner. You could put them probably over here too to add a little sparkle. And there we are. This card is all finished. And it didn't take us very long, and look how beautiful it is. It was just a little bit of stamping and not even coloring in unless you choose to. Like I said, you could easily use the blenders. If I wanted to step this up at all, I could color her dress in and her skin, and I could color her hat with the blenders. But I like how easy it is just to stamp that color of the dress, and it looks kind of watercolored to me. So I really like that. Let's set that aside, and I'll get the next card, and this is going to be the next one. And while I get my supplies, I'm just going to leave you with my host code for the week. And you remember, if you make a $30 purchase from my online store at stampitwithdebbie.stampinup.net and use this host code, I'm going to send you all the pieces. Again, it won't have the stamped images, but you can use a similar stamp set, or if you already have this stamp set, you could purchase the stamp set, and then you would have it for these cards. You can purchase whatever you want. I'll send you the cardstock to make these projects if you make a $30 purchase. Now remember, if you make a $50 purchase, I'm going to send you the card pieces. Those will come separate. And then you also get to choose a free Sale-a-Bration item of your choice. Now when you go to the store, you're going to see that there's a first edition of the stamp Sale-a-Bration, and then they released some other new items recently, so you'll be able to also see that. There's a button for Sale-a-Bration coordination, and they did come out with a couple framelits for some of the Sale-a-Bration stamp sets that you can purchase to go with your free set. So if, for instance, the frog stamp set has a framelit set, you can purchase that, and once you get to $50, you'd be able to get the frog set for free to coordinate with the framelits. So let me grab the pieces for this next card. All right, what we're going to need for this one is a piece of Melon Mambo, cut at 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. We need a piece of that designer paper, and this one is cut at 2.5 by 5. I have a piece of the polka dot cut at 1 inch by 5, and a piece of the black cut at 1 inch by 4. I did use my layering ovals, and this is cut out with a Melon Mambo, and then the stitched framelits. If you can see, there's a little stitching all the way around. I used Whisper White and cut that with the largest stitched framelit. Those are the pieces we need for this. We're also going to use some of the classic weave ribbon up here at the top. Let's do our stamping. Well, I'm going to fold this in half because we do have a little stamping on on the bottom of the card as well. Let's start with that, and I'm going to use the stamp that says Celebrate. I'm going to ink that up with my black ink, and I'm just going to come down in this bottom corner, and then we need to stamp this lady here, and I'm also going to do that with the black. There she is. And then I need that little piece, this again. And we're going to stamp her dress on here. Now, I want to show you a trick, and you may not have noticed when you first looked at the card, and you could easily just take a marker and do this, but I'm going to show you a trick. I don't know if you noticed, this piece right here matches this polka dot perfectly. Let me grab a piece of the paper, and I need a scrap piece of paper so that I don't. Now, in keeping with simple, you would just either color this umbrella in, or you could use a marker or a stylus to put those polka dots on there. But if you want to take it to the next level, stamp up just the umbrella and bring it over here on your piece of designer paper. I'm hoping you can see the umbrella is now on here. You're just going to take your paper snips, and it does not have to be perfect. You can leave some of the black on the umbrella because you're going to see that I'm going to cut that point off of the umbrella. It's not going to matter because you have it stamped underneath. All right, put my scrap piece of paper away. Now, let me bring it up here so you can see it. See how it fits right on top? The stamped image of the point of the umbrella is still showing. So I'm just going to use a little Tombow adhesive. And put that right on there. I'm going to take a little adhesive and attach this piece to the scalloped oval, so that piece is ready to adhere. Now we need to do a little bit of banner cutting. We're going to cut, this is kind of a big piece, but no worries. The only thing that is hard for me is seeing the all of the pattern on here, but still doable. There we go. Now this piece is going to attach right here, so we'll go ahead and do that. And we want to leave enough room for the ribbon at the top. And now if you look at this piece, it's right above the greeting. This one's a little smaller. So I'm going to kind of center that. And then we'll take our polka dot piece, create a banner. While I'm at it, I'll just do the black piece too. And it doesn't really have to be any place perfect. Just go ahead and line it up there. Have you guys, anyone who is online, gotten anything that from the Sale-a-Bration catalog? If you have, what has been your favorite item? I have a really hard time choosing. I love this paper that we're using today. I'm going to kind of just line it up, just give me a little idea where that's going. I love this paper we're using today, but Stampin' Up! Did a really good job of selecting the items that we could choose for free this year. They always do. There's always something a little bit different from the year before that's fun and exciting and right in line with all of the stamping, anything that's available out there. So leave me a comment. Let me know what your favorite item is, and if I have it, I can try to, I still have time to, if I own it, to create something. I am planning to use the frog one soon, just so that you can see that. Again, we need to put a little bit of bling on here, because I love bling. And then the last thing we need to do here is tie our ribbon. And I changed my mind on this one. This one I used the white weave. This card, I'm going to use the polka dot tulle ribbon. Hopefully you can see that. It's tulle and it's got polka dots, and it comes in white and also vanilla. Let's see how this looks on here. If we don't like it, we can always change it up. I thought this might be nice with the polka dots. Let's see if I can tie a bow. Might be nice to match the polka dots of the card is what I was thinking. Alright, that's kind of a fail because I think let's see. I think that I tie or cut it too short. I'll try one more time and see. If not, we can just tie a little knot. Let's just do that. You don't want to pull the tulle too tight or it'll stretch out on you. So just kind of loosely tie it. Well, geez, oh Pete, hold on. I don't think I've ever struggled with ribbon so much as this one today. I'm going to blame it on my nail polish. All right. There we go. I think that a bow would look a little bit cuter, but in the knot looks cute too. So if you ever have trouble with your knot staying in the right direction, you can just put a little glue dot behind there. I'll probably go back and try to retie this again later, but you get the idea for now. Either one looks really cute. So there is card number 2. I'm going to clean up my scraps. I'll bring back my host code in case you missed it. And just real quick, before we move on to card 3, I'm actually going to put that out of the way for just 1 minute. I want to show you a class that I have upcoming, and you may have seen the post already. It is for a class using the gingham gala paper. And the cost of the class is $30. And you are going to get a whole pack of the paper. And I'm going to punch out some of these daisies for you. And you're also going to get a whole pack of the white weave ribbon so that you have plenty for your projects. And you're also going to get a package of tear and tape. This is the tear and tape. You want something strong when you're making 3D projects so they stay together. The cost, again, is $30, and I'm going to send you everything you need to make more than what you need. So this one, the reason I say that, this one you have to have a piece of cardstock, and this is Highland Heather, so I'll send you enough to make 2 of these, and then I'll send you the piece for the handle. And then these pieces here don't really even need extra cardstock except for the daisies. So again, I'm going to send you enough for lots of daisies on your projects. This is the daisy punch out of the annual catalog, so you could get that too. The deadline for ordering is, shoot, I forgot what it is, but it'll be listed in the event, and I'll go back and leave a note for you. The packages will all be mailed out April 1st, and I think these will be super cute for not only Easter time, or you know, for putting on your Easter table, or just giving a little treat to a friend or a coworker or a neighbor, but they would be good for Easter and for spring because they're nice bright colors. So if you're interested, there is an event. All you need to do is click on the events and leave me a comment, and I would be happy to send you an invoice for the event. Again, $30. If you need me to ship it to you, it's an additional $8 for priority shipping. And the pack of gingham paper has, I believe, 40 sheets in it. So you ideally could make 40 treats, minus this one, because you won't have 40 of the pieces of paper unless you already have it. So everything else is made out of a 6x6 piece of paper. This one is a little bit smaller than that, and you'll have plenty to go around. Let me know if you're interested in that class, and again, I'll be happy to talk to you about getting billing to you. All right, let me get everything we need for the last card. Now this card is a little more step up, only because we're going to be doing some cutting on her dress. Now, what you need is a piece of Highland heather, cut at 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And look at my nails match. I didn't go in and say paint my nails Highland heather, but I could have, couldn't I? We need a piece of black cardstock, cut at 4 by 5 1/4, and I'm going to go ahead and attach that. 4 by 5 1/4, right on top of our card base. Oh dear, that is really crooked. All right, let's pretend it's not crooked. Hold on. The magic. Here's another card base. Cut at 8.5 by 5.5. Ta-da! And another piece of black, cut at 4 by 5 1/4. Does that ever happen to you? My mom's on here, and she'll always tell me you can get any adhesive off with a piece of dental floss. You just shimmy it along the back side of whatever you want to get off of there. So on this piece, she would just take a little piece of dental floss. Oh, look, that's coming off. But just take the piece of dental floss and shimmy it, and that'll stop your paper from wrinkling up and getting all messed up. So that one, I was lucky, did come off of there. But if you ever get in a bind like that, she uses that a lot whenever she thinks something isn't straight. So 4 by 5 1/4. We have this beautiful piece of designer paper that's from the Botanical Butterfly, cut at 3 3/4 by 5. And I'm going to go ahead and attach that one too. You need a piece of black, basic black, and this piece is cut at 4 inches by 1 1/4. I'm just going to put that right. Oh, look at, I'm epic failing today. All right, let me get my, I'm going to do this. Pretend you're not seeing this. I would get my cutter, but I already put the glue on the back, so I don't really want to do that. All right, 4 inches by 3 3/4. I think that I even wrote it down wrong. So that means this one is going to be too long too. 1 inch by 3 3/4. I'm going to, shh, don't tell anybody. No one's going to notice because there's a black behind it, but hey, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Perfect. There we go. We need a little piece of white, and this piece is cut at 3 1/4 inches by 2.5 inches. Then we need a little scrap of this beautiful purple flower paper, and I cut this out with the layering ovals. Let's do our stamping. We need, first of all, this beautiful lady to be cut out. Now, we could color her in again with our Stampin' Blends markers. Remember, if you're coloring something in with your Stampin' Blends markers, you want to color on a piece of scrap paper. The alcohol markers are made to blend, and so they will leak through your paper because they're trying to blend all the colors together. Now, I told you we're going to cut out her dress. So we want to stamp it right on here. Oops, we need our word here. I'm going to do Life Looks Beautiful on You. And then we're done with our stamping. I do need one more Stampin' Blends marker because I need to be able to, I'm going to color her skin in with the, this is actually light petal pink. Just going to color her face, her chest, and her arm here. I'm going to use the light Highland Heather, and I'm going to color her hat. Now again, you could use a different coordinating paper and cut her hat out like I showed you in the last one. And then I'm going to cut a banner, just so I have all the stuff ready when we're ready to assemble. Alright, so that piece is cut. Now, again, you don't need to make this perfect because the black outline here and the black outline here, if it's not perfectly trimmed, isn't going to matter. So if you cut over a little bit on the black here is just going to show. So let's just cut this out. And it won't take too long here. Are you all getting ready for spring? It's almost spring, you guys. This week in Michigan, it's going to be, last I looked, and it could change really quickly, I believe it was 39 degrees, and I'm really looking forward to that. I decided that I do actually miss Florida winter. Not so much that I want to go back, but, and I definitely don't want to go back in the summer. It's way too hot for me there. You now have her beautiful dress. Hopefully you can see that. It's not perfectly cut out, but it's going to work. I'm just going to use some of my Tombow adhesive. And I'm going to give her a beautiful dress. Isn't she gorgeous? Now I'm going to try to bring this up, outline of the stamp, and then it perfectly coordinates so you can barely see where one stops and one starts. So now we're ready to put this piece on. We're going to use some dimensionals. And just put this right here in the middle, kind of staggering over the piece that you attached there. Since I popped that piece up, I'm not going to pop this one up, but I'm going to bring it to the left. And then, of course, we're going to add some more rhinestones. And on this one, I added 6. You can see here, I added 3 up here and 3 down here. I just thought this one needed some extra sparkle, because it does say she looks beautiful. Oh geez, my rhinestone got stuck to my finger even though I'm using my piercing tool. So there we go, 3 beautiful projects with the Beautiful You stamp set. And I hope that you enjoyed these so much and that you'll find them useful. I'm going to share a few more projects this week, and hopefully this is a good stamp set for you as well in honoring the women in your life. I hope that you liked what you saw. And if you're watching on YouTube, the replay, if you would hit subscribe so that you see all of my videos, I would appreciate it. And for those of you who already shared, I really appreciate that. And if you would hit the share button and just click like so that I know you liked what I'm showing you today. And again, as I talked earlier, if you have a Sale-a-Bration stamp set that you would like me to create with in the last couple weeks of Sale-a-Bration, let me know. Thank you so much. Whoops. Thank you so much, and have a great day.